Hey guys, I thought I'd do a little video on the BTS behind the music video House of Bones by Dream Nails that we shot a couple of weeks ago. This was a really fun music video. There was a lot going on the day, so I've done a little bit of a talking head and introduction because unfortunately, even though Steven smashed the BTS, I didn't always hit the points I wanted to. So I thought I'd come on here, do a little bit of a talking head like I usually do in between the bits of the BTS and kind of like walk you through what we were doing. So this video is slightly different because usually I just focus on lighting, whereas today I'm going to be talking about the whole music video, the whole shoot, as well as going through the lens choices, going through the camera choices, going through lighting as well, and all the other stuff. So in this video, you're going to see everything. You're going to see us on the day getting there, setting up. You're going to see us whilst we're shooting, and you can see at the end, we had 3 different looks for this. I talk through the looks, but I'll do a bit more in-depth detail later on. And then, yeah, we'll key from this side. So I'll try it with the 150. I think it should be enough. I think we've got enough height room for that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just tubes. So I did wonder, I think this is way too big for Angels. I'm not going to be able to fit that. So I was just wondering where good, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I've also got magnets. Yeah?
Or something like that. I'm just thinking, I feel like this feels like it might rip off quite the paint.
I don't mind having them kind of displayed like, because they're just practical lights really. I'd say like key with the 400X.
Okay. And then 300 was with the spot?
Yeah, with the spotlight.
Alright, cool, yeah.
UTech one goes via DTAP, so if you do need it, you can plug it in.
Yeah,
and I'll just use the IDXs.
I'd take one.
Right, when did I put my matte box? So when I got approached by Marshall to do this music video, the concept was about 2 Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters, as well as a band performance, which really intrigued me. But one of the first problems we ran into was, in order for it to be safe for the 2 jiu-jitsu artists to do their fight safely and choreograph it and make sure everyone's like okay, we had to do this in a jiu-jitsu studio. The first problem we ran into was I forgot to bring some blackout material and I didn't bring enough poles. So Max, my gaffer, and Angelina, the spark, came up with a great idea of blocking the majority of the light, because when we got in there it was about 12 o'clock I believe, and we had the space for 5 hours. And even though the sun was going to set around 3-4ish, we would have had inconsistencies with ambient light, and we wanted to control this all. So they blacked that out, which was great, but it didn't leave us much room with C-stands, but we still smashed it with what we had. We had that spotlight, giving that lovely like hair light and illuminating the band from the background. We had the practical tubes just in there, giving us a bit of color contrast, and then we keyed with my 400X and the 150 light dome, but then we wrapped it with a 21. I mentioned this in the video, but we're using Max's 21C because it has the magenta green shift, which my 21X doesn't have, and it did look a bit magenta, so we were able to cool that down to match the 400X. So the 400X has that Blair engine, that's way more accurate and that's way more pleasing on the skin tones. As we were filming the whole band, we couldn't just have it so one was really moody or one was really lit and the other wasn't, was falling in shadows, so we're wrapping that key light round to help us get that nice soft look.
Plan now?
The plan now, so we're going to be shooting some jiu-jitsu shots.
Nice.
I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
And then after this. Yeah. Oh, he's doing the handheld shots, so we're going to do jiu-jitsu. I'm just going to change the lighting setup to do like a top-down lighting situation.
Okay. So you're going to rig it, you're going to rig the...
Yeah, so we kind of want like a tube as a practical overhead. So we're just going to like put it on a black C-stand arm, and because it's like super contrasty, the blacks will be crushed, so hopefully you won't be able to see the arm, and it'll look like the tube is hanging. But yeah, we have to do that because there's like nowhere to rig it in this room. So yeah, unless you can see anywhere, let me know.
I am going handheld. Yes, mate, going handheld because I can't stay still. Just because it's going to look really good with this high energy song, so I really like moving handheld with this. So we've set it up so I'm able to move in and out. And then afterwards we're going to do the jiu-jitsu stuff, which will also be handheld. And the last shot's going to be really fun because it's both the bands and the jiu-jitsu players playing whilst we're running around like a lunatic. Yeah, should be good.
The lighting looks beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Nice. And you brought the energy. So, yeah. So I tell you what, maybe you happy to do a close-up?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I tell you what, can we switch to, can we go to the 38? Yes, if you face that way.
Like facing this way.
Yeah, facing
Okay.
that way, and then yeah.
So I won't be looking in the camera.
No, you won't be looking at the camera for this one, no. Yeah. We can kill this, to be honest, but I might use... Cool. You know what? I'm gonna sort of change my mind. If we actually bring it back in, it'll help it fill a bit more, and then let's kill the floppy. I think we don't need to know if we need the floppy.
And what's sorry the?
I don't think we need the floppy.
No, yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you can see that cap, right?
Yeah, and then I think what we'll do is we'll then later on we'll get the bass, but I think we'll lower that. Cool. Yeah, I like this. This is more vocal,
Yeah, okay.
thing. And then I think what we do is we
I'll move, but I won't
Yeah.
worry about
yeah,
the
perfect.
right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I might actually, no, I quite like this. No, I'm going to move it back a little bit to give the editor a bit more room if they need it. I tell you what, should we bring one of the tubes in as well, give us a bit of separation? No, sorry. Yeah, can you cut that? Yeah. Oh, have you got more?
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah, can you whack up to 100 and then back it off a little bit? Yeah, it's nice. Maybe here like this actually, because a bit.
On, off.
Yeah, keep that like that. That's good. You gonna be okay there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. You good for a take, Evan?
Yes.
Yeah. You good for a take, maybe?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Right. Camera speed. I usually don't go into detail or go into any detail about what lenses and what diffusion we're using. So for this, we were actually using Stephen, who's on the BTS. He actually messaged me and said, I've got these DuLens lenses if you would be interested in using them on the shoot. And I was like, why not? When I Googled them, it basically said vintage glass look, but in a new shell. So I was intrigued straight away because I've always loved vintage glass. I've loved Helioses, I've loved Takumars, but they're often super impractical when filming because they're not adapted, or if they're not rehoused, they're really hard to get a focus puller to be able to pull focus properly without it unscrewing the M42 mount. So we were going quite light because we had a lot of stuff to do. Obviously, like an Alexa Mini would have been great for this, but realistically, for the run and gunness that we had for the free setup in 5 hours, I shot on my Sony A7S III. I know that camera like the back of my hand is the quickest way when we've got to go run and gun. Because we're in a jiu-jitsu studio, we obviously couldn't haze. So what I did was I combined the DuLens with a Black Pro Mist 1. So this is quite a lot of diffusion, and you'll probably see in like all the shots we're getting a lot of bloom, but I love this look and I love the way it looks on skin tones and just like that extra dreaminess it gives you, especially when you can't haze. So the way we did this was the DuLens are a 72mm Fred. Keep it easy, I did 72 to 77mm Fred, put my Tiffen Black Pro Mist Stop 1 on there, and then we had an a matte box with the NDs on. We used a 0.6, I believe, for the first stuff, nothing for the second setup, and then we used a 0.6, I believe, again for the last setup. One of the great things about these mirrorless cameras is you can adapt PL glass to it. Sometimes it's a lot easier just to adapt PL glass to a smaller body. I think a lot of people sometimes think that you need to put PL glass on like an Alexa Mini or a Red Raptor or something like that. And realistically, you don't need to. You're still going to be able to, once it's rigged out, have like a good weighted rig. No one's going to bat an eyelid if you turn it with an FX3 and rig it out to look like a cinema camera. Like no one's going to like bat an eyelid. They're not going to be like, you should have brought a Venice, because there are budget restrictions and also there are time restrictions.
Clamp it. You want to prefer to zip tie?
I think zip ties is going to be quicker.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I mean, whatever's easier.
Have you got zip ties?
Yes, I've got the 2 reusable ones on a bag actually, so let me take the ND out and then we're going to go to 50. But yeah, it is quite...
You're happy to see the mats and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe.
Yeah, and we're going to be on the floor a lot of it, so just one for the wide, but then when we are getting closer, we're getting that extra tube.
Alright.
Sorry, not extra tube, sorry, the 21, and then maybe a bit of fill from the tube, but to be honest, I think we'll be fine.
Okay, so just one tube for now?
One tube for now, yeah. You can kill this. Yeah.
How was pulling focus like that?
We've got 2, haven't we?
That was crazy, and it was what, T8, 2.8?
2.8.
2.8 the whole time, moving.
In theory, it's easy. In practice, not so much.
That looked great.
Thanks, man.
Everything was sharp.
Thanks, Steve. Well, as sharp as it can be.
Yeah.
For moments. Yeah. Good.
I'm scared. This is great. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So for the second setup, this is where I'm really grateful that I got a gaffer on, because Max smashed this. Originally I wanted quite a high look. I wanted the tubes to kind of act. Well, actually, originally I just wanted to. Well, I wanted the tubes as practicals, but I wanted it to kind of feel like a really top-down look. But we just didn't have the height. Even though I did a recce, I still made quite a lot of mistakes on what we should have brought for this, and also how we could light this. So Max had the great idea to backlight the two fighters, add a contrary color with, again, his 21C. This ended up, I really loved this look, and everyone was really happy with the lighting. It looked great. Originally, I wanted to go for that Fight Club halogen, kind of like natural, uncorrected green tinge to it. But actually, I think adding in the country colors really made it look better in the end.
I did feel like the second take
couldn't
was
get this
much
one.
nicer.
Yeah.
But we were spinning around nicely.
I love the music that you're doing this to as well. It's just great. I didn't know what to expect music-wise. Like, for what.
He's like, yeah, like this. Yeah. Shot.
And the lighting is amazing. It looks nice against the skin too. Yeah, it's like cool and warm at the same time.
Oh, that's so good. So good. So good. That's so good.
I like how you held it in there. I like how you held it. That was so good.
Just so we've got kind of like a constant silhouette type thing. We might need to push in some light from your 22 here, almost like pulsing, and then let's take the key, have that flashing.
On who? Them?
Yeah, on them, and then let's get my 22 and have it flashing. So it's 21, yeah. So 21 on them, light dome with the 400X on them. Actually no, we've got another light dome, haven't we?
You got a 150 and a LLM 2.
Yeah, and I got a light dome 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So let's get a light dome 3 on the 400X and have it keying and have them flashing, like strobe, like flashing.
Which side?
Both come from this side. Yeah, so behind, use the pillars to like hide it and almost cut it. And then, yeah, I think that'll be good. I might add on a 400. I might add the 600 at some point with the spotlight for fun, but I think we'll be good. Not yet. Not yet. What?
Once they're happy with that, you want these tubes up like that, rigged in the same way.
If we can, if not, then just have them up here. I think this is gonna be easier.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll get the light down on the 400.
Yeah. So keying from behind the pillars, key for the band, key for the fighters, strobing. So pump them into the ceiling and strobe.
I think he's doing strobe or not.
Yeah, if you can. So then there's always backlit. I mean, let's try one just into the ceiling, and let's try one here, also kind of backlighting a bit more.
Yep.
Because I feel like,
And the fighter's going to have a backlight or no?
let's see. Let's start with this and see how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, if you can, basically. There'll be points though to start off with though where like I'm back here, so like still perform to basically as long as you're in this direction, you're good. Yeah? So we just need to move like the drum here and like have some position. Basically, get creative. I'd like it though, like strobe up, to be honest, maybe these pulsing. So the reason it's pulsing is so then when it is going strobe, it's not completely black, we've still got silhouettes at some point, yeah? Got you. Cut. That was sick. Right. Absolutely smashed it. Right. There we go. Done. Wrap. The final look was pretty crazy. So this was the bit where we had the fighters fighting in front of the band whilst they're playing. So the first setup was band on their own. Second setup was fighters on their own. This third setup is everyone. But to match that craziness, I wanted it to be handheld, but I also wanted it to be with an overcrank shutter, give that hecticness, especially with fights. To match this chaoticness, what we did was we had the 2 tubes now at the back, but high up. These were pulsing. This was great because I wanted it to pulse slower, so that we'd always get kind of a silhouette at points, not always fading into darkness. Because we had 2 pillars, I was able to key both the band and the artist using Light Dome 2 and Light Dome 3, so same size domes, and using a 300C and a 400X. That way we could really match the colors, make sure we were on the same Kelvin. And then we had the 21X and the 21C just blasting, strobing into the ceiling just to help give a bit of feel. And the last thing I did that I added in last minute was I just wanted a slash of warm light. So we got our 600D, we got our spotlight, and we just attached it to a Apple box and just like had it spilling across the floor, almost like creating almost like a doorway left open. I just thought this added just a little bit more to the final look. So huge shout out to the team. We had Evan on pulling focus, Evan on Sharps first AC, Max the gaffer, Angelina the spark, Stephen doing BTS, but he also provided the dual lenses that we used to shoot all of this on. And yeah, this was lit all using my own kit, apart from Max's 121C, but it was all Aputure and Amaran lighting. The 400X really came in handy here, especially for matching skin tones. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this longer style form of video where I talk you through what we did on set, as well as you being able to see what we're doing on set, the conversations we're having between my team, and also someone dedicated to lighting, someone dedicated to camera, just making it so much easier so that when you've got to have that director DP hat on, you can focus on those things. You can focus on the idea rather than having to kind of do everything. I know I still jumped in and helped lighting quite a bit here, but that's just because we were rushed for time, and I have full confidence in Max and Angelina what they could have done. If you like this style of content, please leave a comment, leave a like. Is there anything you're going to steal from this? And is there anything you would have done differently? I would love to know. And let me know if you're interested in the dual lenses or the Black Pro Mist Stop 1. Thank you. Bye.